innovation for the Arby's Classic.
The PA announcer has given the starting lineup. The officials are ready to go. They are Bart Lyon, Fred Hudgens, and Brent Warner.
Good group of officials for this game.
Tennessee High and the Vikings. Here they come. Harmon, snap, Layton. Bunchy starting today. Michael Bunchy starting today for Coach Roby Witcher and Shaw Johnson. Dockery, Peters, that's David Peters. Also out there is Warner, Keith Warner, Michael Peters is out there, and Justin Lawson for Coach John McCurry. As we get ready to go at the 23rd Annual Arby's Classic, second game of the day, Roanoke Catholic just beat Dobbs Bennett. Tapped in back court, give it to Twin Springs, get it down low. Peters, take it all the way to the house, led up short, knocked out of bounds by a retreating Shaw Johnson, and it's going to be Twin Springs basketball under their own basket.
I think Bunchy got his hand on the shot there.
Tennessee High looks like they're lining up man-to-man as they come with that 2-3 zone. They were just cutting down and shutting down on the inside. Top of the key, Warner. He looks left. There's Dockery on the left wing. Back to Warner, top of the key. Long three in the air by Warner, no good. Rebound, Harmon. He'll come out there with it, hand it off to Johnson. Here come the Vikings. Johnson front court, bounce it top of the key, Layton. Right wing, Bunchy down on the inside, Harmon. He'll spin, top of the key, snap for three. No good, little long. Harmon rebounds for Tennessee High. He'll spin out there with it, get it to Johnson, and Johnson backs out midcourt, squares the court. Left side, Layton, left side, snap. Snap inside, Harmon. Loses control, picks it up, get it to Bunchy. Bunchy on the left wing. Top of the key, Johnson. Johnson right wing, snap. Snap, put it on the floor. Back to Bunchy, top of the key, inside Layton. Layton bounced. Johnson on the left wing for three. Naddles, no good, rebound. Coming out there, Dockery for Twin Springs. Hand off Warner. Warner quickly front court to Peters. That is Michael Peters. Down the left side, back out to Warner. You got Michael Peters and Davy Peters. The difference is Davy's wearing a mask as he has a broken nose. Left side, Dockery. Dockery in the left corner, Michael Peters. Peters back to Dockery. Dockery long three in the air. Good. He can shoot to a long one, Dave.
I tell you, when your big man can shoot outside like that, that really helps. He has 1,000 points already in his career at Twin Springs.
6:38 left in the first quarter, 3-0. Vikings trail the Titans. Johnson, top of the key against that zone. Get it down low. Layton, take it to the house, lay it up and in. Matt Layton, great feed, Johnson.
Great backdoor cut by Layton, too.
Long pass front court. Dockery picks it up, take it down the lane, under the basket, stolen away, snap. Snap, hand off to Bunchy. Here come the Vikings on the run. Coming down the left side, Bunchy. Bunchy fires it back out to Johnson. Johnson down the lane, all the way home. Johnson laid up good.
Oh, wow.
As he flies right on by Shaw Johnson. He has two, and the Vikings now lead 4-3. Quickly front court, here is Peters. That's Michael, takes it into the lane. They're going to call a jump ball right there, Harmon, to tie him up. Vikings stepping in the passing lane, Dave.
Well, the Vikings are being very active on defense, and that's just what they wanted to do. Well, there again, generate their offense off transition. I'm going to try to keep track of points off turnover today and see just how well the Vikings do on that.
The Cartridge World Arby's Classic, also brought to you in part by Appalachian Orthopedics and Holson Gases. Top of the key, Layton. Right side, Bunchy. Vikings lead 4-3, 5:48 in the first quarter. Left side, Johnson. Johnson looks inside instead. Michael Bunchy, top of the key, right side, snap. Snap on the right wing. Put it on the floor. Has it stolen away. Dockery comes out there with his steal. Behind the back, he'll take it into the front court. Dockery, long three in the air. Good.
Whoa.
Holy cow. That would be going downtown. Leroy Brown.
That's right, Mr. Haney.
It's okay, son. It's catchy. And Coach Roby Witcher wants a timeout to talk about it. We'll keep it here. 30-second break. 6-4, but Dockery shot that one from the parking lot, Dave.
Oh, man, that was a 28-footer there.
As the Titans on 2 threes from Dockery lead 6-4. As earlier this morning, Dobbs Bennett in the 9 o'clock game, they lose to Roanoke Catholic 49-27. And, of course, the winner of this one will play Roanoke Catholic in the morning at 9 o'clock. So a lot of basketball still to go here at the 23rd Arby's Classic. All day today, about what? Counting this one, 7 more games, and a bunch tomorrow and a bunch on Saturday as we work our way toward the 2005 championship. 5:23 left in the first, 6-4. Vikings trail by 2. Johnson all the way to the baseline, bouncing across the defense, and it's knocked out of bounds by a retreating for Twin Springs. Retreating, stepping in there is Tyler Estep to knock it out of bounds. Viking basketball into their own basket. Get it on the inside to Harmon. He has it knocked off himself out of bounds. They say off Harmon out of bounds. Give it to Twin Springs.
Good call. That was right. I tell you what, it may be Twin Springs may have a mission here to prove that they're a better ball team than what they showed against Brentwood.
They were a little intimidated, to say the least. Dockery, left wing. Top of the key, Warner. Warner stops, pops, a long three in the air. No good. Rebound. Layton gets a hand on it. Chases it down for the Vikings. He'll hand it off to Johnson. Here they come. Left wing will be Carlton Bell into the ball game. Top of the key, Layton. Right side, Bunchy. Inside, Harmon. Harmon's going to spin against Dockery, and he's going to be fouled. Actually, it's going to be Peters with the foul. Both Peters boys were there. Let's see who it's on. It's on David Peters.
Well, if the Vikings can get the ball down to Harmon on the block and then either him post up and take it to the hole or kick it back out for the three, they'll be very effective today.
Johnson under the basket. Will toss it in. He looks for Layton. Wide open under the basket. Matt Layton lays it up and in. He just breaks wide open, and we're tied at 6. Dockery it quickly the other way. Take it down the lane on the left side. He and Harmon collide, and a foul on Harmon.
Well, Harmon tried to bat the ball away from him as it was on the ground, but he was picked up the call. It's basically the same play that Peters did to Harmon down here, but Harmon committed the foul.
Dockery with 6 points, 2 threes already. First trip to the foul stripe. Takes aim, fire, short. Well, you make a 45-footer and come up short on the foul shot.
Needs to back up.
Yeah, get it out of there. Dockery fires. Good. He has 7, and he has all 7 of them. 7-6, Twin Springs with the lead. Vikings with the basketball. 4:38 left in the first quarter. Top of the key, Johnson. Right side, Bell. Bell wants to drive against the man-to-man. Does to the top of the key. Take it around the horn. All the way in the corner, Johnson. Johnson, 3 in the air from the corner. Good. Shot, Johnson. He has 5, and the Vikings now lead 9-7. Long pass front court quickly goes to Dockery. Dockery to Warner against the Viking 2-3 zone. Right side, Peters. Back to Warner. Left side, Dockery. Dockery, top of the key, Warner. Against that 2-3 zone, right side, Davy Peters. Peters has it knocked out of his hands and out of bounds. By Bale, it goes off Peters. Give it to the Vikings. Quick hands there by Bale. And a turnover. And the Vikings have it with 4:07. And they haven't started the clock yet. And they haven't. Now they do. And the officials, they have to stop it. They have to start it. They got other things to do sometimes. Harmon spin along the baseline. Harmon! Good.
Wow. Tough move.
Tyler Harmon with a power move along the baseline, and the Vikings now lead 11-7. Long pass front court, batted away Harmon. Coming away with a steal. They want to run. Here comes Johnson, front court. Johnson shakes, bakes, fires. No good. Rebound coming out there with it. Tyler Harrison. Back to Johnson. Johnson down the lane, laid up good. Shot Johnson now with 7 on the night, or the morning, and it's 13-7. Quickly front court, here's Peters. Peters takes an extra step as the Vikings want to come with a trap, force him a little bit too quick, and give it right back to the Vikings.
5 turnovers already for Twin Springs, 2 for the Vikings.
And the Vikings, or actually Twin Springs wants a timeout. Timeout on the floor. Back with more. Cartridge World Arby's Classic as the Vikings lead 13-7 right after this message. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds.
All right. If your throat doesn't clear soon, Paul, we're going to start calling you Goose Boy.
Goose Boy.
Goose Boy.
That could work. That could work. Well, it's not getting a whole lot better, I'll tell you. And again, from Viking Hall, Paul Overbay, Dave Church, high school basketball, as we work our way through the first quarter of game number 2 here today on this Thursday morning, and Tennessee High leads 13-7. Right wing is Harrison, top of the key, Bell. Bell for the Vikings. In the corner to Johnson. Johnson, another 3 in the air, no good. Rebound, Estep. Estep gets it off to Warner for Twin Springs. And the Arby's Classic also brought to you in part by Appalachian Orthopedics and Holson Gases. 2:59 left in the first. Paul Overbay, Dave Church, WGOC and WJCW. Top of the key, Warner. As the Vikings lead by 6. They'll get it to Dockery. Dockery take it to the foul stripe. Runner in the air. No good. Rebound, Bell. Climbs up there. Climb a big rebound. He'll get it to Johnson. Here come the Vikings down the right side. Inside Harmon. He'll spin. Triple team. Get it back to Harrison. Harrison. 3 in the air. No good. Rebound. Peters. That's Michael. Michael get it to Warner, and Warner hits front court. Long pass down court. Intercepted Harmon. Harmon for the Vikings. Pushes it front court. Picks up his dribble. Get it to Johnson. Johnson down the lane. Runner. Rattles. Good. Shot Johnson now with 9 in the first quarter. 9 out of 15, and the Vikings lead 15-7. Full court pressure by the Vikings. Warner still in back court. Now they get it in front court to Michael Peters. Peters down the right side. Stops, pops off the glass. Good.
Oh.
Michael Peters with a runner. His first basket, and it's 15-9.
Nice move by Peters there as he kissed it off from about the elbow.
Layton, left side Bell. Bell inside Harmon. Harmon will spin. Power move again. Harmon good. Tyler Harmon takes it to the baseline, led up and in, and it's 17-9 Vikings.
Well, they think they're pinning him off, where he can't use the backboard, but that's twice now he's hit the shot without using the backboard. Difficult shot.
Front court Warner, top of the key for the Twin Springs Titans. Against the Viking 2-3 zone. Right side Peters. Peters, top of the key, Dockery. Dockery, left side, Warner. Inside, Michael Peters, good from the foul stripe. Michael Peters, his second basket. And the Twin Springs Titans, they might have been intimidated a little the other day against Brentwood Academy, but they're playing very well early in this one. 17-11 Vikings. The winner will play again tomorrow. Top of the key, Layton. Layton at the foul stripe. Fires to Bell. Bell on the other side at the foul stripe. Harrison has it. Harrison get it to Johnson. 15-footer in the air. Johnson good. He just flashes open on the right side for 15, and he now has 11 of the 19. He's tied Twin Springs all by himself. 19-11 Vikings. 46 seconds left in the first. Left side Dockery. Dockery, top of the key, Warner. Paul over by Dave Church with a call on this one. Bill Meade will be back with the next one. And Dave, you might have to hang around a day or two. Top of the key, Dockery. Long three in the air. No good. Rebound, Johnson. Johnson comes out there with a rebound, and he'll bring it front court.
Well, the Vikings are starting to get a hand in Dockery's face, forcing him to shoot the three on the fadeaway.
And the Vikings are going to back out there and take the last shot of the first quarter, it would appear. 15 seconds left. 19-11. 9-point game. Vikings with the lead. And the basketball as we work our way to the end of the first quarter. Johnson just stands out there and dribbles. They let him. Johnson, shake, fake, fires. 18-footer in the air. No good. Foul. Bad foul there. Coach John McCurry not happy about that with 2.2 seconds. And Johnson will shoot 2 free ones.
Well, Johnson has the ability to go up, draw the foul, and fade away to get the shot off.
Shot Johnson. 11 points already here in the first quarter. Tennessee High leads 19-11. Fires. No good. He misses the first. He has the second. Barry Lindemood comes in. Out goes Harrison. Out goes Layton. And also in Eric Keller for Coach Roby Witcher. Also in there, Alex Boyd, replacing Harmon. Shaw Johnson, the only starter, still in there. He fires. No good. Rebound. Warner. Half-court shot at the end of the first quarter. No good. Back with more. Cartridge World, Arby's Classic. Here on AM 910 WJCW and AM 640 WGLC. Also brought to you in part by Appalachian Orthopedics and Holson Gases. First quarter score, 19-11. Back after these messages.
For 2006 is to save more money. How about reducing your mortgage payment up to 35%? It's easy with Quicken Loans. Just write down this number, 800-281-6163. Quicken Loans can show you how to cut your mortgage payment up to 35% so you can make your money work harder, like paying off high-interest credit card bills.
Well, I'm giving it to old All-American try.
Oh, yeah, that's all you can do.
If it would just break loose, I would feel better. But it's not breaking loose.
In this case, the goose is not breaking loose, is it?
There you have it, sports fans. I thought about that. And again from Viking Hall, Paul Overbay, Dave Church, high school basketball here on AM 910 WJCW and AM 640 WGLC. 19-11, Vikings with the lead. Twin Springs has the basketball as we start the second quarter. Peters has it in the right corner. That's Michael. Back top of the key, Warner. Warner gets that 2-3 Viking zone. We'll set the teams for you here in a moment. Another three in the air by Dockery from the left wing. No good. Rebound, Bunchy, and a foul. Grab Peters or Warner in back court.
Looks like Dockery got bumped on the three, but no call.
And shooting percentages in that first quarter?
Twin Springs was 4 for 10. That's 40%. Tennessee High 9 for 14. That's 64%.
And the Vikings come back second quarter with Harrison, Boyd, Bunchy, Lindemuth, and Keller. Right side, Harrison. Harrison on the dribble, top of the key, Bunchy. Bunchy, left side, Lindemuth. Top of the key, Harrison. Right side, Bunchy. Bunchy, 15-footer in the air from the right wing. No good. Rebound, Peters. That's Davey Peters. He'll hit front court with it with 7:14 left in the first half. 19-11. Tennessee High with the lead. Twin Springs with a basketball. Left side, Dockery. Inside, Peters. Michael takes it down the lane. No good rebound. Bunchy comes out there with it. Somebody might have got a hand on that one. Might have been Keller. Front court, here's Harrison. Harrison, top of the key, Boyd. Right side, Lindemuth. Lindemuth. Put it on the floor with a dribble. Top of the key, Bunchy. Left side, Harrison. Harrison on the floor. Take it down the left side. Bounce it back to Boyd. Boyd, top of the key, Lindemuth. Vikings very patient with 6:45 and counting here in the quarter. Top of the key is Harrison. Left side, Lindemuth for three. No good. Rebound, Dockery. Dockery fires front court. Warner quickly down the right side. Peters. Michael fires. No good. Foul this time, Harrison. I do believe hacks him across the arm, and Michael Peters will shoot two.
Actually, the foul's on Bunchy.
Bunch with a foul. They call him Bunch or Bunchy. I call him Bunchy. They call him Bunch. And Peters at the foul stripe. Peters fires. No good. He misses the first. He'll have the second.
Vikings forced 6 turnovers in the first quarter, scored 8 points off of it.
Peters fires the second one. Good this time. He makes one of two. He has 5. And it's 19-12. It's athletic director at King College now, Dale Burns, sits courtside. He had a big meeting with a bunch of old-time coaches today. We'll talk about that a little bit as we go through the day. Down at the Philadelphia Grill. Along the baseline, Keller. At the foul stripe, Boyd fires 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Peters. That's Michael. Gets it over to Warner, and here come the Titans. Trailing 19-12. 7-point game. 6:03 left in the first half. Of the Arby's Classic, 2005 version, 23rd Arby's Classic. Warner in the lane with a runner, no good. Rebound, Harrison. Harrison comes out there for the Vikings. Here he comes front court with it on the dribble, top of the key. Picks up his dribble, fires to Boyd. Boyd to Lindemuth. Lindemuth looks down low, cannot get it to Keller. Instead, Bunch, top of the key. Bunch over to Harrison. Harrison off the glass, on the runner on the left side, no good. Rebound, Peters. I tell you, Peters doing a great job on the boards.
Neither team's able to get an offensive rebound. Tennessee High has 1 offensive rebound. Twin Springs doesn't have any.
Tennessee High hasn't scored in a quarter, and Twin Springs has scored 1. And we played 2.5 minutes. Inside, Peters. At the foul stripe, backs out, 3-point range, top of the key. Right side, Davey Peters. Fires the long one, no good. Air ball. Rebound, batted around under the basket. Estep has it, foul. Boyd. Estep, Tyler Estep with a big rebound, and I think he'll shoot 2. Tyler Estep.
Just went up over top of him and just kept batting it around until he finally got a shot off and was fouled.
6'5" sophomore, Tyler Estep. Fires, no good. He misses the first, he'll have the second.
Imagine what would have happened if he'd have jumped on that play.
5:13 left in the first half. 19-12, Tennessee High with the lead. And Twin Springs at the foul stripe. Sean Johnson back in for Tennessee High along with Tyler Harmon. Estep's second one is good. He has 1, and it's 19-13. And Sean Johnson will bounce it front court on the dribble down to the right side on the right wing. Top of the key, take it to the foul stripe, bounce it inside Harmon. He's going to spin in the lane. Harmon, good. Tyler Harmon. He now has 6. That's his favorite move. Back to the basket, spin left in the lane with a little fadeaway jumper.
He has such a soft touch. It really helps him inside there.
Full court pressure, but it doesn't bother Warner as he takes it front court for Twin Springs and the Titans. 8-point game, 21-13. Vikings with the lead. In the corner, Eastep. Back to Peters. Top of the key, Dockery. Inside, Michael Peters. Michael Peters fires a 15-foot jumper. Air ball out of bounds. Viking basketball. Tennessee High with an 8-point lead and the basketball with 4:30 left in the first half. And Shad Johnson will head front court with it. And he'll get some words of wisdom from Coach Roby Witcher. Left side snap, who's back in there for the Vikings. He'll get a screen from Layton, take it to the foul stripe, back out there with it. Look for Johnson. Hand off Johnson, top of the key, in between the circles. He'll square the court. Left side, Lindemuth. Lindemuth put it on the floor, take it to the foul stripe. Look down low. There's Harmon. Has it batted free, but he'll chase it down on the right wing. Back to Lindemuth. He'll look for Johnson, and Titans out there trying to get in the pass lane. That's Warner. Hacks Johnson across the arm. And team foul number 4 against Twin Springs.
Vikings, or the Twin Springs, doing a good job down inside now, trying to deny Harmon the ball, pushing the Vikings outside on their offense.
Bounce it on the inside. Harmon to snap down the lane, loses control, and it rolls out of bounds. It will be Twin Springs basketball with 3:51 left in the first half.
Only the third turnover of the game for the Vikings.
21-13, Tennessee High with the lead. Twin Springs with the basketball. Front court, Peters. Peters at the foul stripe, fires, no good. Rebound, Johnson gets a hand on it, Eastep comes out there with it. To Dockery. Dockery on the left side, runs right over Lindemuth. Foul Dockery. Lindemuth takes Layton takes a punishment, and he'll get the call. Vikings, only 2 points in the quarter. That's Tyler Harmon. Only 2 points in the quarter for Twin Springs, and they are 2 foul shots, one by Peters and one by Eastep.
Well, the Vikings have done a good job of pushing Dockery out of his game there.
21-13. It was 19-11 at the end of the first quarter, and we played 4.5 minutes. Johnson, 3 in the air from the right wing, no good. As the Vikings hit in the front court, get a good look at it, cannot get it to go, and then they lose it out of bounds. Twin Springs basketball under their own basket. 3:28 left in the first half. Paul Overby, Dave Church, AM 640 WGOC, and AM 910 WJCW at the 2005 Arby's Classic. Ball stolen away, Bunchy. Bunchy on the steal, fires it down low on the break to Eric Snap. He cannot hang on. The ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Twin Springs basketball. So they trade turnovers.
Snap felt like he got pushed from behind on that.
I think he did. He not only felt like it, he did get pushed, but sometimes they miss him. Backcourt pressure by the Vikings. They want to trap, cannot do so quickly. Front court, here's Peters. Peters get it to Warner. Warner down the lane, all the way home. No, he fires it down low. Eastep good. Great penetration by Peters. Or Warner get it to Eastep under the basket, and it's 21-15, 6-point game.
Tell you what, Eastep is going to be the player of the future here for Twin Springs.
2:50 left in the quarter. Down low, Harmon take it to the bank with a big power move. Cannot get it to go, but a foul. If this is Dockery, that's his second.
No, I believe it's going to be on Eastep.
It's going to be on Eastep. Tyler Harmon will shoot 2.
Eastep came over to help. But actually, Harmon had his man beat, and Eastep came over to help and hacked him on the arm. She went up.
Tyler Harmon at the foul stripe with 2:50 left in the first half. 21-15, Tennessee High. Goose makes the first one. He now has 7 on the night, or on the day, on the morning. I'll get it right in a minute. And it's 22-15.
On the game.
On the game. In the game. Harmon fires. No good. Rebound. Johnson. Johnson for Tennessee High. Back out there with it. Against a Titan man-to-man. 22-15. Tennessee High with the lead and the basketball. Right side, Bunchy. Bunchy backs out there in the corner. Layton. 15-footer. No good. Rebound. Dockery and Harmon battle. Foul Dockery. No, foul Harmon. They battle on the inside. And Harmon with the foul. It's going to be Twin Springs basketball. 2:32 left in the first half. Tennessee High 22, Twin Springs 15. At the 23rd annual Arby's Classic here at Viking Hall. Backcourt pressure by Tennessee High. They knock it free. Coming out there will be Johnson. Johnson with the steal. Front court. He stopped at the corner of the foul stripe. Get it back to Johnson as he got it to Bunchy in the corner. Johnson, top of the key, Layton. Layton, left side snap. Snap, Bunchy, Layton, Johnson, and Harmon. In the corner, Layton. Layton on the drive, bouncing across the defense to Johnson. Johnson at the foul stripe with a runner. Good. Shot Johnson, 13 on the night now. Or on the game. I got to quit saying night. 24-15, 9-point game. Largest lead of the night.
I don't know how Layton got that pass through the defense over to Johnson.
It's inside, outside. Headed in the paint. Just bounced it back to the outside to Johnson. He makes a move to the foul stripe for the jumper. Top of the key, Warner. 1:42 left in the first half. 24-15. Tennessee High with the lead. Twin Springs with the basketball. Dockery, top of the key. Inside Peters. Left side Warner. Takes the travel, no call. Top of the key, Dockery. Dockery put it on the floor. Take it down the lane. And it's going to be called for a travel. I don't know about that one.
Well, a very simple defensive move here by the Vikings that's really paying off is they got Bunchy. They moved him over to the side that Dockery likes to shoot from, and Bunchy with his long arm span and quickness is tough to shoot over.
Johnson brings it front court for Tennessee High. Left side snap. Snap. Takes it on the dribble, down the lane, has it knocked away, but Johnson picks it up at the foul stripe. Jumper, no good, but foul Dockery. That will be 2 on Dockery.
Well, that hurt all the way up here, man.
And Shad Johnson will be at the foul stripe, shooting 2. He's 0 for 2 so far from the stripe tonight. He has 11 points on the game.
Yeah, the Vikings usually are a 70% free throw shooting team, but they're 1 for 4 here today.
Johnson takes aim, fires, good. He has 14 on the night. 14 out of the 25. 25-15, Tennessee High with the lead. Johnson takes aim, fires, good again. Shot Johnson, 15 in the first half. And the Vikings lead by 11. Largest lead of the game, 26-15. Full court pressure by Tennessee High. They want to come with a double team, and they haven't yet. And backcourt, finally, Twin Spring gets it front court, and they throw it away. Vikings force them to play a little bit quicker than they want to play. Another turnover, Viking basketball, with exactly 1 minute left here in the first half.
Vikings have forced 12 turnovers, and they've scored 12 points off turnovers.
Well, that's making them pay. Top of the key, Layton. Layton. Left side, Keller. Keller looks, finds snap, top of the key. Snap. Bounce it to Bunchy. Bunchy to top of the key, Johnson. Johnson to Layton at the foul stripe. Jumper, good. Tennessee High is wearing that foul stripe out, aren't they?
Well, the Twin Springs is packing it down low to take off the block game, so that opens up the free throw line.
Largest lead of the game so far, 28-15, 13-point game, 22 seconds left in the first half. AM 640 WGOC, Bluntmore, Bristol, and the Tri-Cities. AM 910 WJCW. And Kingsport, Bristol, Johnson East. Snap in the lane, steals, lay it up on the other end. No good. As he steals, wheels, cannot deal as he's going to be called for a foul. Made a great move on the defensive end, but couldn't get it to go on the other end, and he's called for the offensive foul.
Don't see how that defender got there in time to draw that charge.
10 seconds left, 28-15. Bunchy steals, good. Michael Bunchy with a big steal and a layup. He has 2, and the Vikings have doubled the score. Quickly the other way. Take it down the lane, E-Step. He'll lay it up and in for Twin Springs. And E-Step now has 5 points, and he'll shoot a free one as I think Bunchy reaches in there and fouls him. 30-17. It was 30-15, and they score on the other end, 30-17. And E-Step with a free one. Just like that. Twin Springs hustles back down the floor, and they'll make a 3-point play. 30-18 as the end of the first half comes to a close. Tennessee High leads by 12 at halftime. 30-18 on Cartridge World. Arby's Classic, the 23rd annual here at Tennessee High and Viking Hall, the 2005 version. And take a break on the Cartridge World Arby's Classic, and we'll be back right after these messages. Boy, that was weak.
Not your fault.
You got that right, James, but I'm trying hard. And 30.
2 minutes here, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You don't want to confuse Wayne down the hall.
You think Wayne is easily confused?
Don't know.
Wayne, are you easily confused?
It don't take much.
Don't take much. Copy.
He's like I am every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah. I'm not confused all the time, just once in a while.
Just days that end in Y.
Yeah,
Let's see, that would be...
All the time.
You don't have to take that, James.
I'll get in with him later.
All right.
I won't forget about it, trust me.
Winner will receive Altel Radio, 2 tickets to the Arby Ice Rink and Speedway and Lights at Bristol Motor Speedway. Our first contestant
30 seconds.
All right.
from Scott County, Virginia. Good luck, Corey. The clock will start on your first shot.
Avoid untimely outage. Olson Gas, one supplier for all your gas and propane. 1150 Stratland Park Drive, just off the 4-lane train. Call 477-1434. That's Olson Gas.
And again, from Viking Hall, Paul Overbay, Dave Church, high school basketball here at the 23rd Annual Arby's Classic, the 2005 version, as Tennessee High and Twin Springs scoring off here this morning, and the Vikings lead at halftime, 30-18. The scoring looks like it's first for Twin Springs. Only 3 players score in that first half. Tyler Eastep with 6. Mark Dockery with 7 on 2 threes, that back in the first quarter. 5 for Michael Peters, a total of 18. For Tennessee High and the Vikings, led in the first half by Shot Johnson's 15. 7 for Tyler Harmon. 6 for Matt Layton. And 2 for Michael Bunchy, a total of 30. Vikings outscore the Titans 19-11 in the first quarter. They outscore the Titans 11-7 in the second quarter. And Dave, they have a 12-point lead, and you have the stats.
Okay, Twin Springs was 6 for 18, 33%. They were 4 for 7 at the charity stripe. That's 57%. They hit the first 2 3-pointers, then missed their next 6 to wind up 2 for 8, 25%. Tennessee High, 13 for 25, 52%. They were 3 for 6 at the charity stripe, 50%. Only 1 for 7 on 3-pointers, 14%. Both teams had 11 rebounds. Both teams had 2 offensive rebounds. Tennessee High had 6 turnovers, and Twin Springs was able to score 1 point off the turnovers. Twin Springs had 14 turnovers. Tennessee High scored 16 points off those turnovers.
30-18. Back with more Cartridge World Arby's Classic right after this timeout.
Another 2?
Another 2.
I'm doing okay. How are you?
Well, Wayne was backing him up. You're doing it, though, huh?
Well, no, he's in GOC.
He's a GOC.
One minute.
I got you. Good, how are you?
I need to break out a new pencil. I don't want to jinx them.
You're up.
And again from Viking Hall, Paul Overbay, Dave Church, high school basketball here as the Tennessee High Vikings lead Twin Springs and the Titans here at the Arby's Classic 30-18. And Dave, Tennessee High off to a very quick start, and it looked to me like that they're moving the basketball and getting some better looks at it, especially here in the first half, more so than they did in the second half the other night.
Well, one thing I've noticed is that they're sitting Harmon down on the block more and getting the ball down to him down low and let him either make his move or kick it right back out. But basically, though, their number one offensive weapon tonight has been their defense, as they've been able to force the turnover and get many breakaways and also get in the transition game quickly.
And some other scores from last night, yesterday afternoon and last night. It was Tabernacle 81-71 over Thunderbird High from Arizona. That was in overtime. Sullivan Central played a great game against Bolivar Central. They had a real close game until going down the stretch. This score is not any indication of how well Coach Tony Vaughn and the Cougars played. It was 79-63 on the final, but the Cougars were right there for much and most part of the game. Sullivan South, they played a Father Henry Catholic team from Canada tooth and nail before losing 68-61, and they were right there at the end and a couple of breaks here or there, and the Rebels could have won. In the last game last night, a very powerful team from Clear Creek in Texas. Actually, that's League City, Texas, where Clear Creek High School is from. They had a great game last night. They outlasted West Anchorage, Alaska, 66-51. And earlier this morning, Dobbins Bennett and the Indians, the Cole shooting, Dobbins Bennett and the Indians lose 49-27 to Roanoke Catholic. Roanoke Catholic will play the winner of our game, Tennessee High and Twin Springs here. We'll move on to play Roanoke Catholic. That's tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Dobbins Bennett, they'll come back and play Saturday at noon. That's Saturday at noon, and they'll play Daniel Boone. The two DBs will square off at noon on Saturday on the first game of Championship Saturday here at the 23rd Annual Arby's Classic here at Viking Hall. Paul Overbay, Dave Church, high school basketball on AM 640 WGOC, Bluntville, Bristol, and the Tri-Cities, and AM 910 WJCW. Johnson City, Kingsport, and Bristol. Going to take another break on Cartridge Rural Appalachian Orthopedics and Holson Gas's Arby's Classic. We come back, we'll have the second half and more. But first, these messages.
How long, Paul?
Oh, take a couple of minutes.
All right, 2 it is.
That session was a little bit better. I could talk a little bit better.
That's right, Mr. Haney.
Thanks a lot, pal. Now, for all those folks out there on the web, just send your emails to dave.church@sitcom.com.
Mr. Haney and Ebb bring you to nice rock.
At least I've got you convinced it's night now.
Yeah.
Wonder how far Bill had to go get that coffee. He ran into somebody he knew, I guess.
Yeah, he's probably having lunch.
Yeah, he might be. He's had breakfast twice already.
Always thinking of food.
Yep.
Well, that's good marketing.
5 seconds. You're up.
And again from Viking Hall, the 23rd annual Arby's Classic. Paul Overbay, Dave Church, and high school basketball here as we work our way toward the second half. As Tennessee High leads 30-18 over Twin Springs and the Titans. That's a 12-point lead for you folks that need me to count that up. They probably didn't need me to do that or even say that, but it's 30-18. Tennessee outplayed very, very well in both first and second quarter, especially with their defense, Dave.
Yeah, and the key to Twin Springs will be, can they hit the threes? Can they generate the offense off the threes? Vikings did a great job of taking that away, and that's the single hardest thing to do in a 2-3 zone is stop the outside shooting. But they adjusted and took that away, and were very impressive.
Get ready to start the third quarter here. And again, the winner will move on to play come tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. So they have to be back up early again tomorrow morning. As the officials are ready, the clock operator not quite ready. He's going to get that thing set on 8 minutes, and we'll start this third quarter here in just a moment. Tyler Harmon, Eric Snap, Tyler Harrison, Matt Layton, and Shaw Johnson. They'll come back for Tennessee High. Dockery, Estep, Peters, that's David, Peters, that's Michael, and Warner out there for Coach John McCurry. Vikings with the basketball. They lead by 12. Johnson front court, left side snap. Snap, put it on the dribble, take it to the foul line, and there's going to be a foul as Dockery runs over Layton. I'll tell you what, Dockery is the victim again. They just set him up perfect for that one, didn't they? Dockery with his third foul, and he's going to have to come out of the game with 7:52. He has 3 fouls. He'll sit down for a while, and somebody needs to yell screen, don't they?
That's the last thing Twin Springs needed to have him had to sit due to foul trouble.
Johnson down low. Harmon has it batted away. Coming out there with it will be Harmon, though. They knocked it free, did the Titans, but the Vikings get it. Left side snap. Snap. Put it on the floor with a dribble again. He'll get bumped, take it to the foul stripe, hand off Johnson. Johnson, left side, Harrison. Double dribbles, no call there. Back to Snap. Snap, bounce it to Johnson on the right wing. Johnson down low, Harmon. Here goes that spin. Fires it across the defensive Snap. Snap. Picks up his dribble, top of the key. Harrison, right side, Johnson. Johnson, top of the key, Snap. 7:14. Left in the third. Vikings very patient. Down low, Harmon. Spinner along the baseline. Reynolds, no good. Rebound, Estep. Oh, that's his favorite shot. Just couldn't get it to fall in. He had it on the rim, Dave. Couldn't get it to go. Top of the key here is Warner. As Bill Meade gets back with some good coffee down along the baseline. Here is Warner, fires over Harmon. They're going to call a foul on Harmon.
Fouls on the Vikings. Number 35,
6:52 left in the third. 30-18. And Warner will be at the foul stripe. Keith Warner hasn't scored on the night. He has now. He makes a first. He'll get the second. 30-19. 11-point game. Vikings with the lead. The Titans at the foul stripe. Keith Warner fires. Rattles, no good. Rebound, Harmon. Harmon hands off Johnson. Here comes Johnson front court. Johnson hands off Layton, right side, Harrison. Harrison back to Snap. Snap. Left side, Johnson. Johnson looks on the inside. There's Layton at the foul stripe. Bounce it right back to Johnson. Johnson take it into the paint. Right side, Snap. Snap all the way home. Bounce it on the inside. Harmon. Power move. No good. Blocked by Estep. Back to Harmon. Harmon back up there with it. Foul this time, Estep. Harmon stays with it, and he'll shoot 2. Tyler Harmon. 7 points on the night. 1 out of 2 so far from the charity stripe.
Snap did a good job of getting the ball down to Harmon. As Snap drove to the right baseline and then just flipped it over to Harmon, who got 2 shots at it.
Fires. Good. He had the position. Got that big offensive rebound. Couldn't get the second one to go because he was fouled. 31-19. Vikings with the lead. Harmon fires. No good. Rebound. Peters. Peters hand off Warner, and the Vikings go into that three-quarter court trap, but cannot trap as Warner breaks it and brings it into the front court. Warner backs out near the half-court stripe. The Vikings in that 2-3 zone. Left wing now in there for Twin Springs. I'll get that in a moment as Warner takes it down the lane. Harmon bounces it back up there, and coming down with a rebound is Peters. Now Harmon comes out there with it for Tennessee High. Jeremy Jordan in there now for Twin Springs. Top of the key, Johnson. Johnson, stop, pops, 18-footer in the air, no good. Rebound, Jordan comes out there with it for Twin Springs. Here comes Warner with it. He wants to run and does into the front court. 5:43 and counting in the third, 31-19, 12-point game. Each team has scored 1 point here in the third quarter. And things have slowed down to a snail's pace. Right side, Peters. Peters in the corner, to Peters. That's Michael. David to Michael, all the way across Jordan. Top of the key, Warner. Warner in the corner, Jordan. Jordan back to Warner. That 2-3 Viking zone, very, very active. Left side, Peters. Make that right side. Johnson right there. Top of the key, Warner. Put it on the floor at the foul stripe with a runner. Good. Keith Warner, his first basket. He has 3. 10-point game, 31-21.
Twin Springs just not getting that good look at the 3 they were getting earlier, having to try to penetrate.
Front court, Tennessee High against the man-to-man. Right side is Harrison. Get it down to Layton. Back to Harrison. Harrison put it on the floor. Back out of there. Left side snap. Snap down to Johnson in the left corner. Inside Harmon. Here goes that spin along the baseline. Good. And they're going to call offensive foul. Offensive foul against Harmon. Turn it over. Give it back to Twin Springs. With his back to the basket, he spins along the baseline. He makes his shot, but wipe it off.
I believe that's 4 fouls on him, too.
And here comes into the ball game Ethan Cook. Ethan Cook, 6'7" sophomore, replaces Harmon.
Boy, that could be big with Harmon going to the bench.
Peters has it stolen away, coming out there with his snap. Snap heads front court with it. Snap for the Vikings, back to Johnson. Johnson back to Snap. Snap on the dribble, bounce it down low, Cook. Cook, he'll spin in the lane, Cook. Cook up, no good, but a foul. Big power move by Ethan Cook, who's just stepped into the ball game, and a lot on his shoulders now, the big 6'7" sophomore.
Good power move there. Fortunate they didn't call him dragging his pivot foot there as he was working to get open and drew the foul.
Ethan Cook takes aim. 4:40 left in the third. Fires. Good. So he pays dividends already as he just checks in. An 11-point game, 32-21. 4:40 left in the quarter. Cook, 5. Boy, he's got a great stroke.
Yeah.
He's got 2. And it's 33-21. Full court pressure by the Vikings after the made free ones. Backcourt Warner. Warner gets it front court. He's double teamed as Michael Bunchy's out there with Shaw Johnson and Matt Layton. Still standing near the half court stripe. Stolen away Bunchy. Fires up court to Johnson as the Vikings steal, wheel, and deal. Johnson now with 17. And it's 35-21. And the ball is knocked away again. Vikings with that full court pressure. They come up with another steal. They lead by 14. Here's Johnson. Johnson down the lane with a runner. Fires it back out to Snap. 3 in the air. No good. Rebound. Peters comes out there with it for Twin Springs.
17 turnovers for Twin Springs. 18 points off turnovers for the Vikings.
3:54 in the quarter. 35-21 Vikings with the lead. That's the third quarter. Peters back to Warner. Warner at the foul stripe. Peters on the right side. Peters all the way across the defense. Jordan, 3 in the air from the left wing. Good. Jeremy Jordan. And it's 35-24. You know, Vikings are playing without Harmon. Twin Springs playing without Dockery.
Yeah, it kind of balances out there, doesn't it? Does Dockery have 3 or 4 fouls?
He has 3, but he's not playing. Twin Springs man-to-man as Johnson brings it front court. Layton, left side snap. Snap looks for Cook. He's been held down low by Peters. I guess if you're that tall and that short, Peters has to hold him. Johnson on the right side. Bumped by Warner. Take it to the baseline all the way home.
Wow.
Oh, lay it up and in. Shaw Johnson
So
as he
acrobatic.
flies right on by Shaw Johnson. And it's 37-24. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Vikings with a 13-point lead. Peters at the foul line on the other end. Good. Michael Peters, he had 7. And now Coach Roby Witcher not very happy that somebody did step up and stop the ball, Dave.
Absolutely.
Timeout on the floor. 30-second break. We'll take a break by telling you the score. 37-26 on Cartridge World Arby's Classic. And we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services is proud to be a sponsor of the Arby's Classic.
It wasn't 30, wasn't it?
30 seconds, yes. 30 seconds, big boy, 30 seconds.
You're up.
And again, Paul Overbay, Dave Church from Viking Hall on AM 640 WGOC and AM 910 WJCW with the 23rd Annual Arby's Classic here as Tennessee High leads by 11 now, 37-26. Shaw Johnson, Carlton Bell, Eric Snap, Ethan Cook, and Michael Bunchy come back for the Vikings after the timeout, and Johnson takes it in front court and it dribbles it off his foot out of bounds. And he's not very happy about that exchange. He says, I can dribble the basketball. I have all my life. But sometimes it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, he was looking up court.
Ball in front court. Here's Peters. Gets bumped, no call. Get it to E-step. Stolen by Johnson. Johnson, 2-on-1 fast break the other way. Johnson has it batted out in the air. Comes right back to Johnson. Had Bunchy. Couldn't get it over there to him. 2:21 left in the third. 37-26 Vikings with the lead in the basketball. Gets the man-to-man. Johnson will spin into the paint. Bounce it, snap. Snap, top of the key on the weave, back to Johnson. Left wing, Johnson to the baseline. Spins out there with it. And he'll bring it all the way around top of the key. Bounce it to Bunchy. Bunchy at the half-court stripe. Crossover dribble. He stands out there and bounces it now over to Carlton Bell. Bell over to Johnson. Johnson on the left wing to Snap. Snap to Bunchy. Bunchy on the right wing on the dribble. Take it to the baseline. And tries to get it to Cook and loses control out of bounds. Just couldn't hang on to it. Coach Roby Witcher's not very happy about that exchange either.
9 turnovers for the Vikings, 18 for Twin Springs.
37-26 Vikings with the lead. Twin Springs with a basketball. 1:45 left. From the Cartridge Royal Arby's Classic, also brought to you in part on these powerful radio stations by Appalachian Orthopedics and Holson Gases. Now Johnson and way in the air to bat another one. It goes out of bounds, but it goes off Twin Springs. Another turnover.
Johnson skied and deflected the pass right back off the Twin Springs player right out of bounds.
Justin Lawson, 6'2 junior, now into the ball game, replacing David Peters. So you have Lawson, Warner, Jordan, E-step, and Michael Peters. Right side, Bell. Bell, top of the key, snap. Vikings have the basketball and an 11-point lead. 1:26 and counting left in the third quarter. Winner will play tomorrow at 9 o'clock against Roanoke Catholic here at the Arby's Classic. Johnson just backs out of there as they go back into a 2-3 zone. No, actually they're playing man-to-man. Looked like they were standing in a zone. Johnson sized it up. Vikings go against that man-to-man. Here's Snap, top of the key. Bounce it right side. Johnson faked it inside to Cook, but bounce it top of the key, Bell. Bell back to Harrison on the right wing. Top of the key, Snap. Bell on the left wing. Vikings moving the basketball, but not making any attempt to get near the basket. 50 seconds left. They might be going for the last shot of the quarter. Back out top of the key, Harrison to Snap. Snap put it on the floor. Back to Bell. Back to Tyler Harrison. Harrison on the left wing. Top of the key, Johnson. 37 seconds left. Johnson will square the court. They lead 37-26. Bell sends out near half court. Back to Johnson. Left side, Harrison. Harrison put it on the floor with a dribble. Bounce it right side, Bell.